Greetings, travelers to the stars. My name is Marek, and this is Tomes of Awesome.
Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, as that video gave rise to, is Darkest Dungeon. Now, this isn't so much a game that fell through the cracks as one I just really want to show off, because it's not as well known, but to those who play it, they play it pretty religiously every once in a while. You go through periods where you play it and just, you absolutely have to do it, you know what I mean? This game is a classic side-scroller dungeon crawl with a huge dash of Lovecraftian lore thrown in. The idea is that you want to restore your foundation and restore the moors and the lands around your house and stuff. You don't actually play one of the characters specifically, but you hire out other heroes in order to get the job done. I have a game started here, but I am not that far into it. And also, for the record, I'm playing on Radiant mode, which is like the easiest of the easiest, because I know I'm not that good. But I do enjoy this very much. However, I will say that absolutely everything in this game affects absolutely everything else. Your characters can go insane. They can become homicidal murderers and turn on their own people. They can become possessed, get rabid diseases like vampirism if you do the one DLC. They can get blights and things. They can also, on the flip side, develop heroic, courageous attitudes. Most of the time, it's just flip of the luck, flip of the coin. But depending on how well you prepare your journey, you can sort of pad your resume for a better team. However, you will go through hundreds of people who end up dead, as they say, in the poisoned earth. So what are you willing to risk for the hero that you really like versus trying to keep the team going with the long goal ahead?
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Square. I'm playing this on PS4. It's also available on Xbox One as well as Steam with PC. This is one of my favorite characters here, the Hellion, just because she delivers so much damage. However, right now, in the lower right corner in purple, it says trap. I'm looking at the percentage for trap. And she is the highest. This literally means that she can see traps on the floor. You want to look on the lower, I'm on the central map room. You want to use the right thumbstick to choose a map. We are the torch, and now as we move forward, you want to watch the floor. Because when you get close or you see something coming, those with trap have their ability to disarm traps quite bluntly. And you want to make sure that the light goes higher, because
the
different
promise
people
of
have
safety.
different personality quirks, if you will. Oh, what did she gain? She read the tomb and it gave her something happy. So that's how it works. Like sometimes it'll give you something happy, other times it'll give you something that like drives you to madness or depression. You don't really know. But you do the best you can. I'm heading back down the passageway now. My goal is to explore 90% of the rooms. Let's see here. What are the controls? How do we do the map? There we go. Zoom out. There we go. Okay. Just so we're able to see the full map here. Each of those big squares is a room, and then each individual square represents so many steps in between. Now you can see the green thing on here. Oh yeah, let's eat some food. If I push down, you can see the different things here that I've selected. For food, I had like 12 torches. You also want high. You want high on food and torches. Those are the big two, because food both restores health as well as can keep people from starving, and torches pushes back the darkness. Every time it gets too dark, you want to light a torch. This gives you the ability to surprise enemies as well as letting you see things better. However, when the torches get dark, you potentially get better rewards. Some people get nervous that way too. So, once again, everything affects something somehow. I've got Plague Rat here. I'm going to use the Plague Grenade. Interestingly, you see the little dots above Plague Grenade. The ones on the left are the position you have to be in from left to right, back to front, the front being on the right, in order to use the ability, and the dots on the right are how they are. Now, it actually shows 2 red dots. I don't have any of them that are connected, but that means that it will affect both of these guys here. And it will stun them and possibly blight. Yeah, one of them's poisoned. He's going to take damage. Those marks that you just saw was tension and like fear building up inside the character. I love the occultist. He has so many uses, just so many abilities. Ooh, he's powerful too. Oh wow, light really hits these ones. I believe officially it's referred to as stress now. No, she doesn't. I'm gonna have to go in and equip the ability, I think.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Also the Knight, he's really good at that as well. Now, I'm going to show you here, the Cultist, he's got healing ability. It does massive heal, but there's a chance that he might cause bleeding as well. So it's a flip of the coin. He's not as effective that way as like a religious healer, because she won't cause bleeding, but somewhere between a cult and like borderline scientific knowledge. He actually knows what he's talking about.
Executed with impunity.
And sometimes when you get a critical roll like that, it will actually reduce
Remind
the stress.
yourself that overconfidence is a slow and
Her
insidious
stress
killer.
is 24 of 200. Now, anytime you reach 100, that means those little white rectangles will go all the way across, and that's when mentally they get tested. Either they break and they develop like bad side effects, or they get better and they just laugh off the fear, and that's when you start to get the heroic traits that come in. And I sound a little off. It's just because of allergies outside right now. Although yesterday was beautiful, got all this yard work done. But more importantly to the game, we're going to continue with the mechanics here. Boom. Let's use the torch, because right now it's only at 7 to 1. That says plus stress in red there. There we go. Making it brighter means we can dodge more, monsters are more easily surprised, and we can scout ahead, meaning we can see rooms ahead of stuff and things. What other abilities does this guy have? Disorienting blast. Oh, he can also cure light and bleed. That's right, I forgot about that. Now we want to take care of these two in the back, because as you see, the one guy's got an archery bow. And the other one, I don't know if you can see it or not, but he does indeed have like a burning goblet of hot liquid that, well, just imagine throwing coffee in someone's face, and you understand how that can be really, really dangerous. It also stings like a mother. I'm going to use Alexiana here, my health razor, for massive, massive damage.
Continue the onslaught.
Now,
Destroy them.
That white ring on his head meant that he got reduced stress. That happens when you do a good shot. However, you actually have to hack away the dead body, unless, of course, you have something like Disorienting Blast that very specifically for the enemy party at the bottom of the thing there says clears all corpses. Throw that. Not only does it stun and do its effect, it removes dead bodies. It's a weird little mechanic, but it works. It's just Lovecraftian and dark and creepy enough that, yeah, you have to deal with the corpses sometimes of your enemies. Now, with skeletons, that's not a problem, but when you get to, like, eldritch monsters and, like, weird slime monsters, if you don't clear them fast enough, they will regenerate and come back to life. So it's definitely something you want to pay attention to. Blast. Oh, Christ. There, and that guy passed away. Oh, missed. Oh,
press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Now, we got our victory. Yeah, if I hold L2. We got a portrait. It's a special item that only the knights can wear. Bust. And gold. Now, it says Crusader only. I think that's the knight, yeah. With the exception of the Crusader only, all the rest of these are really important because you use them for when you go to upgrade rooms and things. Makes it very interesting. Now, heirloom chest. We can investigate, we can ignore, right? I'm going to hit triangle and come down here to the keys. It's hard to see with the burgery around the key as well, but it says I have 3 of them. I'm going to hit triangle, put in the option, and the key unlocked the secret chest. We got other stuff, including the heirlooms and more food. And I say that because sometimes if the chest is locked or something, it might be booby-trapped. And you could hurt yourself when, in reality, with just a little preparation, you can in fact bring about a total heroic thing.
Even
now,
the cold stone seems bent on preventing
passage. I came up against this rubble here, and because I had them in my inventory, it already brought up the shovel. If you try to clear it by hand, it's going to stress people out. So we're going to use the shovel to clear the passage quicker, more effectively. An urn holds ashes of the departed. So we are going to use holy water to purify that urn.
Finding
And
the stuff is
now
only
we
the
don't have to
first
worry
test.
about diseases or
Now it must
weird
be carried
evil
home.
blood or anything else. Just gemstones and things worth money. But money is useful when you're restoring the mansion, so. I'm hoping to complete this dungeon before I run out of time on my half-an-hour clock here, because I want to show you that's what happens when you miss a trap. I didn't even see it on the floor. Sometimes you don't. Like, you start out actually ahead of where it is, so it's kind of impossible to see it then, but. Nice. Also, since my inventory is full, eventually we're going to have to do inventory management here. Keep it nice above. Generally, especially on Radiant, when you're starting out, you want to keep it generally around 90-95% lit lantern at all times, lit torch at all times. Use the shovel. Oh, we found an unlit torch.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Alright, we got another battle. Yeah. Reynolds is the Crusader. Stun them, him with light. Oh, hit both of them, that's nice. Now I'm going to use the weird reconstruction. It was green, so it was critical. It was a critical 0 for healing. That's just really unhelpful. Well, at least my character is definitely fast.
Another one falls. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
I love this narrator voice. I don't know who voiced the narrations in this game, but honestly, it's really fantastic. It sounds like it's mocking you when bad stuff happens, and you're like, I know, but at the same time, when good stuff happens, it sounds like it's literally narrating your heroic path to glory. It's very good. It does go both ways. Crit, 26 points healed. And she did not bleed.
As the fiend
I love how
falls,
they call it weird reconstruction, but basically
blossoms.
it's just modern surgery with sutures, you know, stitches and stuff.
Their
but
formation is broken.
I think this game takes place in
Maintain
like
the
the
offensive.
1840s or something, so or early 1910. So as a result, yeah, that probably would be considered strange, abysmal, abomination type stuff, even though it's just modern surgery. It's kind of an interesting take. Now, on this map here, we see the purple spider web. That means beware of trap. And that's also what the scouting ahead feature does, is it possibly shows you. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. You just inch close, and there. You see how it's lit up in red? You press X, and disarmed. And it relieves a little bit of stress because you managed to successfully
In Radiance,
do it. So
may
that
we
can help
find
out too.
victory.
Keep your characters from going crazy. Oh no. I forgot and had the wrong thing on. His one negative quirk there says kleptomaniac. If you have the wrong person highlighted, they will actually attempt to steal your stuff rather than give it to the group. It's very, very annoying. That's why I specifically had Alexiana highlighted to lead the group, not just because she's good at these kind of things, sorting traps, but also because she's not a kleptomaniac. Good, he restored 8 health points to himself. one of the abilities he has, Plague Rat here, is Cure Light / Bleed. So I'm going to put this over on my Crusader.
The wounds of war can be healed.
And there you go, he's cured.
But never hidden.
Now, while I have Mark up, he also is bleeding. So I'm going to hit down to bring over the inventory. Come over here to bandages, and I hit triangle. There you go. He's not bleeding anymore. But more importantly, that doesn't take up his turn either. Inventory item usage is like a free extra action you can do each turn. But you can only heal the person who's playing. So unless you have an ability like Plague Rat, you can't tie up someone's bleeding if they're not the one who's turning. Just so you're aware.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Okay, we got some more big guys here. All of them are big, muscular guys. That means he's probably gonna have a lot of health. And the one guy's got a shield. That means he's gonna be extra tough. I give both of them Plague because they're in the back because they usually do long distance type stuff. Elder, oh, I hate that. Basically, they're screwing up your who's in what position thing, and the thing is, people like being in certain positions. Like they don't like being near the front, because the nearer that you are to the front of the party towards the enemies, the easier it is for them to attack you. So people like Plague Rat, you know, they're great at long distance stuff, but they just really hate being up front because maybe they get hurt real easily, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna waste this guy's turn to swap him with Plague Rat there. Get Plague Rat back into the back section. Because he also can't use certain moves in certain locations. Yeah, stay down.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
I do like the music here.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
There we go. Nice blow by Reynold. By the way, Reynold is the name the character was given randomly. You have the choice to change.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Debuff lets him be more open to attack.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
If you ever have the choice, go for artifacts and things as opposed to gemstones. And also look up how much each gemstone is worth here. Here I'm just using L2 to do that. Onyx is worth the most. So, let's take this. It's worth 750 each though. Way more than the Onyx, and we're going to close out. Now, however, an altar dedicated to unholy abominations, perhaps great power lies within. We're going to use holy water to purify the altar and God-fearing quirk removed. Nice. There we go. Switch them back to my proper order here. We're gonna head left. Continue on. We're probably almost near the end of this thing here.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
Yeah, I'll let you look at that on your own. Cabinet. Alright. Yeah, there we go. Treasures, heirlooms, things. These are actually used very specifically for opening old locations and upgrading buildings. Oh, here we go. Back to the hamlet.
The
Now we get
shifted
to
corridors
see
and
everything we
sloped
collected.
walls of our ancestry are beginning to feel familiar.
Resolve level up. Nice. And he gained a skill. The skill is Warren's Adventurer. Minus 20% stress in Warren's. So if you go to the Warren's area, he'll get 20% less
Even
stress.
these dirt-covered dullards have their uses. Put them to work.
Oh, they're so desperate to do something that we get one free upgrade. Those people were receiving stress and stuff. Or rather, they were receiving treatment for stress. Oh, and now the survival exploding is unlocked.
At home in wild places, she is a stalwart survivor and a strict instructor. Trinkets and charms gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth. A sharper sword, a
Upgraded
stronger
now.
shield, anything to prolong a soldier's life.
Alexiana can have better armor. That means she'll obviously absorb blows. One of the things here, the stagecoach, is it brings in new heroes. And then in between missions, you also have to go ahead
Great
and
heroes can be
relieve your
found
hero's
even
stress.
here.
So I'm going to stop here.
in the mud
If you like this
and
video,
rain.
please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Click the bell notifications for more things. And I will see you next time, guys. Bye!